Hey y'all, it's Sam and I'm back with another tutorial. In this video I'm going to teach y'all how to draw a line, and it's important to know how to draw them because what's more fundamental and basic in art than a line? And of course, as usual, if you find my tutorial videos helpful, definitely share it around so more people can learn about art and how to improve. To start off, I'm doing this traditionally, but you can just as easily do this digitally. I might make a separate tutorial later for this digitally just because some things are a bit different, like if you want to use a trackpad, a mouse, a tablet, what program, etc. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it and it can get pretty complicated, but I'm going to do my best to keep it simple for y'all. So back to this tutorial. Again, like I said, I'm going to be working traditionally. If you want to follow along anyway and do this digitally, that's okay too. Just be sure not to draw on your screen or something with a marker because that could be bad. As far as tool options go for traditionally drawing, there are quite a few options and this list isn't exhausted. If you're new to art or just want to be able to erase, you can use a pencil. And there are loads of different pencils you can use. This one is my favorite. You don't have to use a mechanical pencil though. Any pencil is fine. If you're more into pens, you could also use a pen. It can be a ballpoint pen, a fancy pen, fountain pens, any kind of pen. You could also go a bit crazy and use markers like this one. That's Copic, but it doesn't have to be Copic. I know they can get kind of expensive. Any other marker can be fine too. You know, Crayolas are pretty nice, especially for practicing, which is what we're going to be doing today, which is practicing. I think for this tutorial I'll go with this pen. I'm rather confident I won't need to erase. I've done this quite a few times myself. I think I can handle the pressure. Don't feel ashamed if you don't want to use a more permanent utensil though. There's nothing wrong with that. I started out with a pencil. Being able to erase is very helpful. Though I think nowadays they make erasable pens and erasable crayons and erasable markers. So honestly, there's quite a few erasable options out there if you wanted to try something other than a pencil and still wanted to erase. So this is the pen I'll be using. It's just a normal ballpoint pen. If you'd like something a bit fancier like a micron, you know, that's okay too. It's important to do what's comfortable and what works for you. We're not trying to push ourselves too much here. I know that some of you have probably never drawn before or have little experience. It's okay to not stray too far out of your comfort zone just yet. I know lines can get pretty crazy, but it's okay. We're just going to be drawing one line today, and don't worry about it being perfect. Only Odysseus is perfect. Maybe later on, when you get more comfortable and used to drawing, you can try drawing 2, maybe 3 lines. I mean, I don't want to get you guys all worked up. It's important to pace yourself. So don't stress about doing more than just 1 line to start off with. That's how I started, just 1 line. I'm pretty sure a while back I saw someone draw 10 lines one time. That was intense, though. Now that I think about it, it might have been a dream. I can't remember. But anyway, so you pick out your drawing tool because you certainly can't draw a line without something to draw with, and you don't have to go out of your way and buy some sort of new expensive tool. I mean, you can just do what I did and then just find something lying around your place. Most people tend to have at least 1 or 2 different writing utensils lying around. I mean, I guess if you don't, you'd probably have to go out and buy something. Or maybe, you know, get creative and use ketchup as paint or something, I don't know. So you have your tool now, and now we need to get something to write on. I'm using computer paper or printer paper. Just to get these out of the way, but you don't have to do that. You can use all sorts of different kinds of paper, like you can use a little notepad, just like whatever you have lying around, or you can use like a receipt. So, you know, just whatever paper. Doesn't have to be crazy expensive paper. It can just be whatever you have, because, you know, it's all about practice. So it doesn't have to be super expensive, fancy paper. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to practice on super expensive, fancy paper at first anyway. You'd want to save that for more serious drawings, probably after you've mastered the line drawing, maybe for when you want to draw 2 or maybe 3 lines. I mean, I know I drew a picture with 3 lines recently. I have it hanging on my fridge. I'm very proud of it. It took me years to get this far. Years and years and years, lots of practice. And I haven't yet mastered 4 lines, but I'm working on it. I'm confident I'll get there soon, just like you can with the 1 line. It's all about baby steps. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Okay, so now that we have your pen or whatever you're going to be using and your paper, now you need to think to yourself, what direction do I want this line to go? Because lines can go up and down, they can go side to side, or if you're feeling really adventurous, they can go diagonally. Try to picture it in your head. And if you need to pull up some reference photos to help you out, that's fine too. Reference photos are a great way to learn. Very helpful. Never underestimate the power of reference photos. Even professionals, ones who can draw maybe like 5, 6 lines, crazy stuff like that, like they all use references. So don't be afraid. Whatever level of art you're at, references can help you. So before you actually lay down any marks on the paper, you want to kind of get the motion of it down. So place the pen or whatever tool you have in your hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to have it in my right hand, but if you're left-handed, be sure to place it in your left. And if you're ambidextrous, well, I guess either hand works. Alright, so remember I told you to picture that line in your head. Now try to visualize it on the paper. Try to see the line on the paper. It's not really there, not yet, but we're gonna draw it. But we need to make sure that we see it first to know what we want. And just kind of, you know, hover your hand where that line is. Go back and forth with your hand and just follow that line with your hand. Be sure to use your whole arm, so like not just the wrist, you want to use the whole arm. Really get your entire body into it. You know, get into the flow. You want to be calm when you do this, relaxed. This is just practice. No one is gonna have to see this. No stress. And don't worry if you screw it up or if things are a bit shaky. Practice is all about failing and learning from your mistakes. So, you know, no matter the skill level, even if you've drawn a single line like a dozen times, like it's okay if you mess up. It happens. You know, it's not about perfection, like I said. So just take it slow. Keep going back and forth. Just breathe in and out. Loosen yourself up, and if you need to, you can get up from your chair, stretch a bit, get those juices flowing through your body. You don't want to be tense with this. You want to be at ease, feel peaceful and focused. There's no rush to get that line on the paper. So if you need to take this time to just take a breather, ready yourself, that's totally fine. So once we're all relaxed, okay, we've got our tools, we've got our paper, we've envisioned the line in our minds, we've practiced the movement. Now all that's left to do is actually place the utensil down on the paper and draw the line. Okay, so just keep your breathing even, focused. You know, you're in your own world, you're doing your own thing, okay? Here we go, the line.